you just need to understand how the human mind works, how we're being played by businesses, so you can, again, inoculate yourself to it.
This is Time for Marketing, the marketing podcast that will tell you everything you've missed when you didn't attend the marketing conference. Hello and welcome to the Time for Marketing podcast, the podcast where you hear everything about the marketing conference that you didn't get to attend. My name is Peter, and this is the episode number 12, the episode where we finish the year of 2018 and go and eat a lot of beefsteak, a lot of fresh, raw cow meat that we like to eat in Slovenia. With me today, I have Wes Schaeffer. And Wes, hello and welcome. What is the thing that you look most forward with the New Year's end?
Well, now I have to go find me some cow sushi. Is that what you're eating? It sounds like cow sushi.
It is something similar to that. Yeah, it's just raw cow meat that you add some spices to, and you slap a lot of that on toast and enjoy that because it's really, really great.
All right. Well, a friend of mine here is from Slovenia, so I'm going to ask him to prepare that. But yeah, actually I leave in a couple of hours, pick my mom up from the airport. My son flies in. He returns from London in 3 days. So it's going to be a good Christmas.
All right. Very nice. I've invited you here because you are a very known internet person. You have your own podcast and your website, The Sales Whisperer, has brought you to Slovenia to the SEMPL 2018 conference in the beautiful town of Portorož. Were you able to go to the neighboring town of Piran? That is probably one of the most beautiful towns you will ever see.
We just drove through it. I did spend a day in your capital and got to see all the lights along the river and a bunch of shops and old churches. So that was really nice.
All right, excellent. Yeah, Ljubljana is really nice. I'm not sure I can say that on the podcast, but I still haven't been to the city center to look at the lights myself. But yeah, I need to go do that and get some of the mulled wine that they have there and everything that needs to be done every year in Ljubljana. Your presentation at the conference was named "Once You Befriend This 100 Years Old Trend, All of Your Marketing Woes Will End." I'm really excited to hear about that. So, Wes, here are your 5 minutes.
Hope I can do it in 5 minutes. But yeah, the concept, it literally goes back to 100 years to the First World War. The U.S. government was looking for ideas to drum up support in the U.S. for us to get involved in World War I. And the phrase propaganda, the word propaganda started to derive its negative connotation around this time because of their efforts. They had hired a gentleman who was the nephew of Sigmund Freud. And he would trade Cuban cigars for his uncle's advice on psychology and persuasion. And they essentially created propaganda to manipulate the citizens of the United States to put their support behind the war. Well, when the war ended, they had all this information on how to drum up support, how to build a consensus and excitement around an idea. And they wondered, hey, can we use this in business? And they could. And so the marketing trend is, how are we being manipulated every day by businesses with their advertisements, with their slogans? In the United States, our political system is very hostile to one another. Businesses are taking sides. Dick's Sporting Goods says they won't carry firearms anymore, and they want to boycott, and others love them. Nike, supports Colin Kaepernick, this American football player, quarterback that won't stand for the national anthem. So people are like, yes, we love Nike. No, we hate Nike. Well, whatever your emotions are, they are being manipulated by businesses on purpose. And so you need to recognize how you're being played, and then you can decide how to play. And then you have to decide to what level do you want to leverage these techniques and this psychology in your own business. And I'm not saying that you have to. Personally, I don't really like it, but it is what it is. Right? We're in this environment. It's going on around us. We have an old saying when you're gambling, right? We're playing cards like poker. If you don't know who the sucker is at the table, it's you. Right? So just don't be the sucker. Understand that there is a game, and like it or not, it just is. As you drive around, you'll see ads. You see logos on people's clothing. You see the logo on their cars. You see them carrying an iPhone or an Android. All of that is messaging. It's branding. It's a little bit of propaganda. Certainly when you're online on social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Reddit, on Instagram. I mean, every other post is a sponsored post. They hire smart people to look at algorithms and psychology and color schemes. These platforms are a light blue on purpose, because it's soothing, it's calming. So nothing is left to chance nowadays when it comes to sales and marketing. So recognize it and then inoculate yourself to it as best you can, and then emulate the tools that you believe in to grow your own business.
All right, excellent. Very nice. I really enjoyed the card playing thingy. Yes, someone is the loser at the table, so you shouldn't be at yourself. Is going back to the old traditions something that should be done in marketing? I sort of feel I do a lot of SEO myself, and I've been at it for probably 15 years. And on one hand, of course, what we always try to do as marketers is to sell the next new best thing. But on the other hand, especially in SEO, it's more or less same old, same old. We're doing the same things that we did 15 years ago. We just sort of pretend that it's something new. So would this in generally be an advice that you would tell to people? Just think about the good old stuff that used to work?
Well, yes and no. It's the main thing is if you find yourself getting emotionally involved, emotionally aroused about things you see online or advertising, or people just even Facebook. And I tell people all the time that when a product is free to use, that means you're the product. Okay. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, you can use them for free. Google, Gmail. So if you're using it for free, then what you're paying with is your attention, right? They throw ads at you. So, when you subscribe to Netflix, they're not running a commercial every 8 to 12 minutes because you're paying a subscription.
Right.
So, when you watch your public television, they monetize it by ads. Look, that's all newspapers are. Okay. Newspapers, they go back hundreds of years, but the advertising side, they bring together good writers, hopefully good writers and journalists, reporters, so they can sell advertising space. Okay. That's the reality. And so you get to choose how you engage, how you consume that information. So, but when it comes to business, you just need to understand, how do you get people's attention? And you know what? The nice thing is, because things are so over the top now, so loud, so noisy, we always say you want to zig when they zag, right? You want to be different than your competition. So it might be a good time to experiment with some text-only web pages and offers. Simplify things. Go black and white, go the old Courier font, because nobody else is doing it. So you just need to understand how the human mind works, how we're being played by businesses, so you can, again, inoculate yourself to it,
Mm.
and then pick and choose what parts to leverage to grow your own business.
On the other hand, it gets more and more confusing because, as you mentioned, the new channels coming up there, all of the Instagrams and Pinterest are taking you that you want to be there, but on the other hand, you want to go back to the old good old things. But at the end of the day, you still have to convince people that you are the thing that they want to buy, and you still want to start emotions in those people. This especially comes out in the Christmas time. I feel that there's so many emotions right now on the and in the commercial breaks that it's you hardly see a product. It's just everyone just goes back to making you feel cozy and making you feel like as you were a small child when Santa used to come around, right?
Yeah, and all these platforms that come out, it's really a vanity metric for the most part. If you're not going to be great at something, why waste time and money on it? I see people, I still see it all the time. They'll have all their social media icons, in the top right of their website.
Right.
And you click on their Pinterest link, right? And they haven't posted on Pinterest in 2 years. But now you just drove traffic away. You drove a good prospect towards something that you don't do very well. And now they're going to be distracted. They're off looking at Pinterest, and then, oh yeah, Facebook, oh yeah, Instagram, and they forgot why they were even on your website. So unless you're an expert at Pinterest, and unless your prospects hang out on Pinterest, like Snapchat, I remember people getting all hot and bothered about Snapchat. Well, unless you sell to 19 to 25-year-olds, you don't need to be on Snapchat, So get good at one thing before you dabble in the second.
And this is one of the good old things that we used to know, that everyone should just be doing the one thing that they're good at, and everyone else, and just leave everything else. So I think we got together a couple of very good ideas for people to think about when they have their off time coming Christmas season and coming New Year's. Did you already write your letter with all your wishes to Santa?
Fortunately, I am married to Santa, and so Santa knows everything that I need.
Nice. Very good, very good.
I wish she would write the letter so I'd know what the heck to get her.
Yeah. If Facebook really knows so much about us, why doesn't he tell us what our friends want for Christmas? That will be probably the best feature of Facebook, right?
Oh my gosh, I know.
All right, Wes, thank you very much for you to be on my podcast. That was really great. And where can people find you? Do you have any conference plans? What is your webpage, your social stuff?
Yeah, just go to thesaleswhisperer.com, and you can find everything there. I'm on my socials down in the footer, but I'm active on Twitter, active on LinkedIn, active on Instagram. You find me on Facebook. So I am working on doing a conference here in Southern California, probably in March. I'm speaking at another conference near Jacksonville, Florida in May, but I'll be doing more keynote talks this next year. So I may be back in Europe before you know it.
Thank you again. Have a great day and have a great holidays, and I'll see you around.
Sounds good. Thank you.